Chipping a best ball mania here. We are drafting out of the sixth slot this time. Not particularly my favorite slot to draft in, but we have got lots of news of notes. Jaden Higgins out for the year with the torn ACL. Of course, that is not the only news and notes. I basically have realized this, that every year when we get to this time in fantasy football, your bags tend to be dying with an absolute quickness, right? I mean, it's actually kind of unbelievable. We actually do get Christian McCaffrey in this one. That is actually quite nice right there. I love getting a little bit of Christian McCaffrey, but we have got we have just got so much going on in fantasy football right now. It's almost kind of unbelievable actually how much we have going on in fantasy football. I'm having a hard time drinking the water from the fire hose as it were. Here's the deal with the Houston Texans. I mean, I'm assuming you guys have lots of questions about the Houston Texans. This is the way I did it. I mean, obviously, I removed Jaden Higgins from my rankings. I bumped Dalton Schultz up a little bit in the fantasy football rankings. I bumped Jalen Noel up the fantasy football rankings quite a bit. That's been one of my biggest moves as a result of any of these injuries right now. We did get an update that DK Metcalf and Michael Pittman Jr., who Aaron Rodgers told us were injured. He told us that those guys were banged up. Those guys are expected to be good to go in week 1. Sounds like Michael Pittman Jr. has a hamstring injury. DK Metcalf's injury is undisclosed. Tyquan Thornton got carted off in Chiefs practice yesterday. This is a really funny thing. I think this is like very specifically a Kansas City Chiefs thing. They just keep like these guys just get carted off because Tyquan got carted off and is back at practice already with a hamstring injury. I thought that was relatively interesting. Are we going to do I was going to say, are we going to do the double old man start? But we're not. We are going to do the Christian McCaffrey, Brock Bowers start to this draft in Best Ball Mania. So Tyquan back at practice with his hamstring injury. Tony Pollard is dealing with a foot injury. He missed a couple days of practice. So I moved Dell up marginally. Here's my concern with Tank Dell. Tank Dell is not expected to play week 1. So it's been over, I guess he didn't play it all last year. So it's been 18 months since Tank Dell has played a football game. He is not expected to play week 1. He missed practice on Tuesday. What are we realistically hoping for on Tank Dell? Are we thinking that Tank Dell is going to play 15 games? Is he going to play 14 games? Is he going to play 10 games? I'm to the point now where I was expecting Tank Dell to play week 1. Sounds like he's healthy. He's been in 11-on-11 drills, like all that stuff. And now I'm thinking that it's probably not going to happen. I would definitely still take Tank Dell every once in a while, but I had kind of had him as a target before this stuff. I don't think you can really justify him being like a key target right now. So I moved Jalen Noel on my rankings quite a bit. I actually really like Jalen Noel as a prospect. He looked really good in the slot model that I built. So I'm happy to take him as a round 18 wide receiver right now. I don't know how long he will last in that range. All right, guys, it is really, really, really hard for me to take Zay Flowers, Ladd McConkey, or any of these guys. I'm going to take Jeremiah Love here. I know he's got the high ankle. It doesn't make me excited. Isn't this the hardest part of the range of the board right here? Is like, frankly, this drafter who pulled Kyren up to 28, I get it. I get moving Kyren Williams there. He's currently not injured. Yeah, does he have quorum, breathing down his neck? Sure. I think Jeremiah Love in round 3 at pick 30, to me, he looks like a buy. Like, I definitely prefer Jeremiah Love's range of outcomes to Breece, given that they are both injured. And maybe I'll end up being wrong about that, right? Like, maybe we might end up getting more news. Yes, David Damron pointing out here, Christian McCaffrey not practicing with tightness. Brock Bowers had tape on his PCL yesterday at practice. Jeremiah Love currently not practicing with a knee injury. I got to be honest, I do not think that Xavier Hutchinson is going to, quote, mog Jalen Noel and Tank Dell. I can use the Flock Fantasy tool that you guys can get over at flockfantasy.com. Code Davis, the annual Mother Flocker plus the best ball pass is $147 for a year. This is Xavier Hutchinson's career yards per route run: 1.12, 0.45, 0.58. He has never scored over 5 PPR points per game heading into year 4 in the National Football League. I'm pressing X to doubt that for Xavier Hutchinson. Me personally, hey, draft whoever you want. What do I know? I will not personally be drafting Xavier Hutchinson with my own American dollars. Personally, you can do whatever you want. What do I know? We are back up on the clock here. This is an awful good price on one Mr. Joshua Allen. We are at pick 43. Josh Allen, average pick 36. All right, let's just build a total wacko team. This has got to be one of the weirdest teams I've drafted in Best Ball Mania right now. GM Skelly, thank you. I hope this is my Liam year. Liam had a great tweet today. Also, thank you everyone for saying happy birthday. I appreciate all of you. You know, you guys make it an absolute pleasure and a joy to come to work every day. I actually love to I love my job. I love all you guys, and I appreciate it. Shout out to my dude Skelly. Random question about Justin Watson. He tore his Achilles last year, so I'm gonna guess that he probably is not able to play this year. I would be my guess. That would just be my guess. The biggest adjustment that I made to my rankings was what my guy Jay Rich says here. My biggest adjustment to the rankings over on Flock Fantasy was moving Dalton Schultz up. I moved Schultz up to the 160s. I actually already was drafting a fair amount of Dalton Schultz. I've upped that even more here. Wow, you guys are about to see me do something I almost never do. If DJ Moore, I was going to say, DJ Moore is my first wide receiver in a BBM. I bet that's my only time. I bet that is literally the only time I've taken DJ Moore as my first wide receiver. Completely insane. Schultz or T-Ferg? Funny you mention it. I will pull it up right now and I'll show you guys how I have my rankings done over on the site, because that is it's a good question, because look how I have it ranked. I've got T-Ferg at 154 and I've got Dalton Schultz at 155, back to back on those guys. And I think that's the right way to do it. I do think that is the right way to do it. 28% Dalton Schultz is so good. I did pass up Luther Burden. The ADP guy in me it's just so hard. The average team that is taking Josh Allen has a totally different set of correlated players there. I definitely think the Texans definitely might add someone. Feels like they're probably going to add a boundary receiver. So Kayshon Boutte, I think, would be. I mean, Keenan Allen's gone. I wonder if DeAndre Hopkins comes back. I saw someone float that on X, the Everything app. But I think that Kayshon Boutte is definitely a possibility there. Man, this is going to play out nicely for me, because you know what? Actually, controversial. Do I want Jeremiah Love and Marvin Harrison Jr.? I don't love, you know what? We're just going to have to try and survive week 7. I'm going to take Brian Thomas Jr. My gut instinct there was actually to take Marvin Harrison Jr. for the different bye weeks, but I like BTJ better. Wow. Shout out to my dude, Brian Hodgman. Happy B-Day. Hey, everyone gives some hearts in the chat to my dude, Brian. Would have been $100 super chat, but can't afford it now with the Jaden Higgins bags. You love to see it. What if they trade for Troy Franklin? I could see that. Troy Franklin doesn't have a real role right now with the Denver Broncos. I hadn't thought about that one. That's actually pretty sharp there from Mr. Best. I'm trying to think some of the other guys. I mean, Brandon Cooks is a free agent. Sterling Shepard is a free agent. Gabe Davis is a free agent. Zay Jones is a free agent. So there are some guys available that they could bring in. Yeah, I'd be really interested. Because I don't think they will go into the season here. I mean, let me see where Justin Watson is at with his recovery. Google News, Justin Watson, Achilles. Yeah, I don't know. That nothing there. How do I think Jinxie drafted on a 1 to 10 scale? Chris, I'm no spoilers. But I do think Jinxie drafted a good team. Absolutely no spoilers for my dude. Jaden Reed is a nice little addition here. I wonder where Jordan Tyson is going to go. Tyson for me is almost undraftable right now. Ooh, Jerry Jeudy to the Texans. I believe I remember from looking at Judy's contract that it's almost too difficult to do it. So if Jerry Jeudy gets traded post June 1st trade, it creates 25 million of dead cap for the Cleveland Browns. I'm going to guess no. I'm going to guess it's just so hard to trade and eat that much dead cap. Tyreek could be. Could be. Are my 18% Vele bags alive? I think your Vele bags are definitely alive. Yeah. I mean, Jordan Tyson got hurt. Why am I still taking Jaden Reed over Godwin? Because Chris Godwin is about 100 years old. That's honestly all I got for you. That's it. That's all I got for you. Yeah, dead cap stuff is super confusing to me as well. I have Parker Washington ranked ahead of average draft position, James, but if you want my actual rankings, just type flock in the chat and that will pull up a link to go. You can go buy my rankings and all the things you need for fantasy football for $34. I'm not seeing $25 million of dead cap. It's next year. It's not this year. It's next year. It's 2027 dead cap, 25 million next year. So it's not for this year. Yeah. I think Godwin is 1 year younger than me, 2 years younger than me. He's very young. God, what a miserable range of the draft this is. This, you know what? I'm taking Xavier Worthy. I'm not taking Tyson. I'm not taking Pierce. Pittman is also injured. These dudes are all injured. And I did not want to double up on Packers wide receivers yet. But I'm showing it to you. Note him. I'm showing it to you. I have it. I have his contract pulled up right here. No, James, this is not a mock draft. This is a best ball fantasy football draft for $25. So I thought about moving Nico in my rankings. I looked at it pretty closely. And I just don't think I can move him ahead of London or Neighbors or AJ Brown. I think he is priced appropriately right here at 23. Would you guys take him over Nico Collins or Neighbors? I personally would not, but I get it. Godwin is only 30. It's an old 30 though. It's an old 30 in my opinion, I think. All right. So I guess what I have to decide here is, do I want to take a quarterback? Do I want to take a running back? I don't think I want to take a quarterback because I've got Mendoza later. This is definitely going to be a 2 quarterback, 2 tight end team. Maybe the question more is, do I want an early season running back here? That's actually probably, you know what I do? I'm going to take, I can't even freaking take JCM. All right, we're going to take Dobbins. So we have got Josh Allen, Christian McCaffrey, Jeremiah Love, J.K. Dobbins, DJ Moore, Brian Thomas Jr., Jaden Reed, Xavier Worthy, and Brock Bowers set up for us here. Underdog ran out of big dog fast, so I had to put my last 2 in as slows. Time to turn noties on, Shady. Are injuries being over-exaggerated or more scrutinized this year? Honestly, Jay Rich, the answer is yes. Straight up, every year when we get to training camp time, people freak out about injuries. They're like, oh my gosh, my bags, my bags, my bags. Oh no, my bags. They're all being so immature, truly. Like you're all being immature. This happens every single year. Guys are always getting injured. It just, this is always what happens. It's football. It's, these guys are absolutely gladiators. Yes. This is go back and look at any other offseason. This is always what it's like. The game is very much the game. Your professional opinion, $52 drafts or four $25 drafts. Well, I'll tell you the same thing Mason told me, Poker Shark, when we were down in Austin last week. He said, Davis, you got to stop doing 150 slow puppy drafts and just do a couple big dogs. So that's the advice from my goat, Mason, directly to you. All right. We are about to be back up into picks. I'm going to keep skipping it on quarterback. I mean, I'm happy. I guess I'm happy to take Gainwell here. I'd actually really like to take Concepcion here as well. Concepcion is who I'm going to take. Yep. All right. I mean, we're kind of cooking with gas here if we can get Keaton Missile. Wow, there we go. My guy. Yes. If any of you are seriously, anyone asking questions this year, if you want my rankings, anything about that, type code FLOCK in. You can get my rankings, direct link to it for $34. All-time wide receiver Mount Rushmore: Moss, Calvin Johnson, Chris Carter. Okay, how about this? This is the Davis Maddock Mount Rushmore. The Davis Maddock Mount Rushmore: Randy Moss, Calvin Johnson, Tyreek Hill, Dez Bryant. That's my Mount Rushmore. Obviously, but I never watched Jerry Rice play. That is my Mount Rushmore. Those are my guys. Obviously, no one else has Dez Bryant on their Mount Rushmore. Tyreek probably is on most people's Mount Rushmore of wide receivers, I would guess. I would think. Maybe not, though. I don't know. Maybe that's more of a Kansas City thing. Oh, God. Coffee down the wrong pipe. Oh, that was horrible. Respect my goat. Respect my goat. Wow. Bless up, Ryan. All right. 17 seconds left. I knew this was going to happen. All the running backs went, and I'm capitulating. I'm taking Chris Rodriguez Jr. I'm sorry, man. I'm still taking Tootin. I am happily taking Byshell Tootin. But look at the way running back ADP goes now. Look at these guys. So you've got Tyrone Tracy basically dead. You've got after Tyrone Tracy, you've got Woody Marks, Tyler Algier, Jonah Coleman, Tank Biggs. Tank I do like. It's just all a mess. Charbonnet dead. Kamara dead. Pacheco dead. Running back is just so bad. You're just another guy talking. Tell me something that makes me want to stay longer. I'm going to have to go listen to something else. Go listen to something else, Ben. You're not going to find what you need here. There's probably you know what? Go check out my dude Sammy Stacks Fantasy. There you go. Go watch my dude Sammy Stacks Fantasy YouTube channel. You'll enjoy it more. Respect my goat. Respect my goat, Sammy. Great guy. Knows a ton about football. Yeah, Gainwell going straight up for sure. All right. Am I going to get Shakir? I am not going to get Shakir. I am not going to get Shakir. All right. I'm going to take Juwan Johnson as my second tight end. This was professional advice from Jacob yesterday. And Jacob, I think, was right. Jacob was right. I was wrong about Juwan Johnson. I do need to move Juwan Johnson up my ranks. So Jacob, if you're watching, I was wrong. You are right. Fellow Kansas City guy here. I'm scared of the wide receiver room. Honestly, I am a little scared as well, Harold. It's a lot. The whole wide receiver room is this. Is Xavier Worthy good? Is Xavier Worthy average? Or is Xavier Worthy bad? there is a ton of pressure on Xavier Worthy. Kind of the whole room revolves around Xavier Worthy. I tend to think he can be good. But if I'm wrong, like if Xavier Worthy gets injured again, they got nothing. Like or is Xavier Worthy injured? One of my friends is a Chiefs fan, and he says Cyrus Allen could be the new Puka. I mean, I don't know if he could be the new Puka. I do think he's probably gonna play though. I do. My guess would be is that we will get some significant playing time out of him. And as my guy notes here, he is quite literally already dealing with a shoulder injury. Yeah, that is true. Again, this is a range where like I'm done. I'll take Dontavian Wicks here. What do I care? These guys all suck. Is there a running back worth taking? Not Jaden Blue, actually. Did I get it? Did I click it? I did. Okay. Like, I'm not sweating average draft position anymore. There are guys who are legitimately dead. How do you manage fast drafts with notifications off because of slow draft hell? Mr. Brad, I'm about to tell you something disgusting. I still have notifications on. Even though I'm in 500 slow drafts, I still keep my notification. It's why I had to get a new phone. I legitimately had to buy a new cell phone because the Underdog notifications were causing my phone to die too quickly. Cyrus is a dog if we have one injury. It's Royals, and you can do worse, in my opinion, than Jalen Royals as your wide receiver 4 or 5. Jalen Royals was a pretty interesting prospect. Hey, I wouldn't even really consider myself Cyrus Allen Hive. I was late to the Cyrus Allen stuff. Like I was not drafting him early on. If you need a wide receiver 3, is stacking Naylor and Tucker late. I cannot get there with Jalen Naylor. I know a lot of people do like Jalen Naylor. I cannot really get there. Oh, shout out to my guy David. Salute to my guy David for the happy birthday. Handshake on that, brother. All right, we are back up on the clock, and we are going to select Adonai Mitchell. Yeah, that's right. I've got Adonai Mitchell ranked ahead of Omar Cooper Jr., and I sleep like an absolute baby doing it. Adonai Mitchell greater than Omar Cooper Jr. for best ball. Sorry. Brings me no joy to report it. Sleeper of the year, Kalen Black. So he returned to practice. Jordan James not back at practice yet. I agree. It is crazy that JCM was ever going after Dobbins. With Brooks going so high and the added injury risk, what if we were all sleeping on Chuba? You know, I did a draft yesterday where we selected Chuba Hubbard and Jonathan Brooks. Did that over on the redraft channel. If any of you guys are getting ready for redraft season, I've got a bunch of content coming over on that channel. So it's kind of just your more, I mean, all the high stakes drafts this year are going to be on that channel. And then, you know, kind of the 7 wide receivers, smart people draft, preseason week 1, you know, all that type of stuff is going to be over on the Matic Fantasy Football channel. None of that on this channel this year. Yeah, I mean, Cooper is falling. Keenan, I think, is still there. If not, he just about is about to. Oh, there you go. Keenan goes at pick 172. We are about to be up here again, and I'm just going to take Mendoza right here because, again, I don't care. I really don't. I really, really don't. Fernando, Mendoza. I know like Michael Leone would be getting on my back about this, but it's crazy. This is crazy because it's my birthday. Am I the second best fantasy player born on August 19th? You know, Laird almost has the same birthday as us. Laird is born on August 18th. I'm not out on Zay Flowers, but I'm probably not as high on Zay Flowers as the rest of my compatriots. They did not give Kirk Cousins $100 million. They gave Kirk Cousins $10 million. $10 million. Which is not nothing. It's good backup quarterback money. I personally love redraft fantasy football. I know most best ball players do not feel the same way that I do. I personally really, really enjoy redraft fantasy football. In fact, if I'm being honest, am I a best ball guy or am I a fantasy football guy? I'm honestly more of a fantasy football guy. The overlay tool is working. It's working for me. I have the overlay tool working. I can ask for you if it's not working, but it's working for me. No, 5 years, $172 million is the contract the Atlanta Falcons gave Kirk Cousins, not the contract that the Las Vegas Raiders are giving him. He was cut by the Atlanta Falcons and signed a 2-year, $12 million contract. 2-year, $12 million contract. So just a bit outside, brother. You know what? Let's do Ted Hurst. Feeling some Ted Hurst, feeling some rookie wide receiver vibes on this one. Chrome extension says it's unavailable. So I don't think I can share my extensions tab. Maybe I can. Looks like there's something with the extension and the Chrome web store policy. So I think you just need to turn it off and turn it back on, I think, Nicholas. But it should work. There you go. Murphadelic says that overlay tool will fix itself if you log out and log back in. I will yell at the dev team for you guys, actually, right now. The Olave injury was nothing. He left practice for like 3 plays and then came right back. Olave is not hurt. He's not making $20 million guaranteed this year. He is making $1.3 million. The amount of money that he is guaranteed is leftover money from the Atlanta Falcons, who again cut him. He was cut by the Atlanta Falcons so that they could then use Tua Tagovailoa. The Atlanta Falcons decided they would rather have Tua Tagovailoa than Kirk Cousins. Look, everyone knows Kirk Cousins is going to start the year for a little bit, but I'm not redoing Kirk Cousins discourse with you, Playoff Rondo. I love you and appreciate you, but I'm not doing Kirk Cousins discourse with you. I actually think this is going to work as a 2-6-8-2 team. We are going to do the no, I'm going to take Nicholas Singleton. I was maybe going to do the handcuff running back strategy, but we're going to skip it there. The guy whose phone exploded because of 10,000 best ball notifications says he's a simple redraft guy. It's a great bit. I really mean it, though. I really do. Like, if I could, I'll promise you this. If my redraft channel gets really big, I'm not doing this many. I love best ball and I will still do these drafts. But if I ever get to, I'm not even saying Mason's level, but if I get to like 30,000 redraft subscribers, you are not seeing me streaming 5,000 best ball drafts. It's not happening. I've got Jalen Knoll over Hutch for sure. Wicks seems like the easiest click this year. He has much more an opportunity with Philly than ever had in GB. I like Wicks. I think he's a good click. What he didn't tell you is that, so I do have waiver notifications on. I have it set up in my Google Calendar. I have notifications for waivers for all my leagues. So whatever the deadline is, I've got notifications set up for all of them. If you could have any running back at the turn to pair with Cook, who would it be? Walker, probably. All right. Final wide receiver click here. We have got Josh Allen and Mendoza, McCaffrey, Love, Dobbins, C-Rod, Blue, Singleton, DJ Moore, Brian Thomas, Jaden Reed, Xavier Worthy, Concepcion, Adonai Mitchell, and Ted Hurst. Honestly, this is probably like a Bateman Cooper Cup style team. But I think I want to do Knoll. No, he already went. All right, Knoll already went. Bell would be an option. Tyquan honestly is an option. Besh is an option. Let's do. Yeah, actually, I'm just gonna do Jeremy. I'm just gonna take Jeremy. Josh Allen, Fernando Mendoza, Christian McCaffrey, Jeremiah Love, J.K. Dobbins, Chris Rodriguez, Jaden Blue, Nicholas Singleton, DJ Moore, Brian Thomas Jr., Jaden Reed, Xavier Worthy, KC Concepcion, Adonai Mitchell, Ted Hurst, Jeremy Bernard, Brock Bowers, and Juwan Johnson for your 2 final best ball drafts before you become a redraft, bro. We'll miss you. Well, I mean, Peter, you would know. You're the redraft, bro. Of all the redraft bros, Peter is the most redraft bro. Any chance you can ask the devs if the overlay is potentially being fixed? I've tried turning it off and on, logging out and in, and not working. Yes. Let me go message right now. I will go and I will send him a message right now. Say multiple users are saying overlay is busted. I'm sure you know, just passing it on. All right. Debs pinged. Should be fixed pretty soon. Why the running back 3 for the Titans over Kalen Black? Because I had McCaffrey on this team. That's literally it. I'm an insane believer in Tank Dell. I think he could be the wide receiver 1 in Houston if he's really as recovered as it looks. Jaden Higgins just tore his ACL. Is why. All right, what do we think? Hop into another one? I think let's do it. I've got how many Best Ball Manias left? I've got 39 Best Ball Manias left. It's August 19th. It's time to get cooking. Time to get cooking. Does Dodd play a character? Is he the same in person? Honestly, I gotta say, Mason, I mean, I am predisposed. I really like Mason, like interpersonally as a human. He is more impressive of a person hanging out with him, particularly in the setting in which we were in. This dude is juggling so many things. Like he, he's got 30 people, 40 people who are all like getting his direction. It was crazy. He's texting 400 people. He's, getting Jinxie lined up, or he's talking to the editors. He's talking to the assistants who were helping us. Like, it was crazy. And he's my GOAT. I mean, respect all my GOATs, but really respect my GOAT, Mason Dodd. How do we feel about just getting weird and unique in BBM? Not stupid, but flipping the board in some fat ranges. I mean, I definitely wouldn't do it in the earlier parts of the draft where the value is still pretty clear. I definitely am not giving a shit about average draft position at like pick 130 or whatever. No interest in that. All right, all right, we're doing the exact same draft because we're drafting out of the 6 yet again. Do you think it's a fair punishment that whoever comes last in the flock week each week has to be a guest on the Swolecast? I think that's too dark. Way too dark. Is Ron Stewart really the GOAT? Yes, he really is. Ron is awesome. Dude, I'm taking McCaffrey again. I'm sorry, man. That is it's Christian McCaffrey. It's Christian McCaffrey. Wow, respect my GOAT. Respect my GOAT, Bush. If you guys want some more Davis Maddox content or just some more really good fantasy content, Check out my guys Danny and Corey over at the Fantasy Stock Exchange. It's actually true. I was just watching their video this morning. I was just watching which one? The best strategy in 2026 fantasy football drafts. I was just watching that one. But I was in this video. If you guys want some more Davis Mattek content, I was in the Flock League's must draft players video. Shout out to my guys. Jonathan Taylor, 4 drafts today, and Higgins has gotten drafted in every one. Pour one out. I mean, maybe I should be taking St. Brown. I did a high stakes draft yesterday where we got CMC and Jonathan Taylor together. Crazy. Is it crazy to take James Cook over Jonathan Taylor? No, I don't think so. Are there some players in the offseason that give psyop vibes? I mean, I don't know. You got to be more. Whoa, this is nuts. Derrick Henry at 4 is get your guys season. Yeah, I mean, I will happily take Chase Brown. All right. Now we're in don't drop the baby territory already. All right. Does UD remove out for the season players? I think generally it takes 24 hours. I tell you who doesn't do that, though. Go to your DraftKings drafts right now, and if someone hasn't taken him, Ricky Pearsall is still sitting there. In all of my slow drafts, because I believe the way that DraftKings ADP works is it's done at a snapshot at the time wherein you start the draft. So I have DraftKings slow drafts that still have Ricky Pearsall displaying in them. It's crazy. There you go. Someone just auto Jaden Higgins. It happens. DeAndre Hopkins could definitely go and finish his career with the Texans. Wow, great tweet here. Caught up with my dad, and he asked if I saw the Badge Bros soccer episode. I hadn't. He wouldn't stop talking about how knowledgeable the guest was. Now he's drafting soccer without ever being into it. Said, wow, what's his name? I think Davis Maddox. Great tweet. Shout out to my guy, Fantasy Grinder. Wow, the Ladster's going to be the Ladster. Well, I'm definitely taking Devonta Smith here. Ladster in the Sloppy Central Discord, bro. You love to see it. There you go. Pearsall just finally passed 200 ADP on DraftKings. It's great. It's a whole different world over there. Speaking of which, if you guys have not done this yet, if you are in the Sloppy Central Discord, or if you are in the Badge Bros Discord, the draft helper that I created for this contest, the EPL Best Ball contest, I have 15 of these left to do. It's all posted for free in there, so you guys can go check that out. Not that you should like really trust Davis Mattek math. I'm drafting off of it. But if you want to, I think this is probably going to end up overlaying a little bit the EPL Best Ball contest. Yeah, if you're in the Badge Bros Discord or in my Discord, it's in there for free. Hey, GM BP4 America. Give a big old salute to my guy. Give a 200K Fast Puppy winner, Ray Zanny. GM. Thank you, sir. Yes, my badge is Emerald, so I must have passed 20,000 drafts in there somewhere. What if Nagy plays Neighbors in the Rashee Rice role, except he's Malik Neighbors? Frankie, I hadn't even thought about that, but my God, we are, dude, they're selling in this draft. Look at this. Christian McCaffrey, Chase Brown, Devonta Smith, Jalen Waddle. Wow. I love that Danny's super chat is in Canadian. Canadian. Danny, what is $69.99 in Canadian worth? Is that like $40 American? I don't know the exchange rate. But thank you, obviously. Thank you to BP4 America. Thank you to my guy Danny. Thank you to Pete. Shout out to my goats. It's like $8. All right. And they're gifting me an insane draft. Are people still worried about Jalen Waddle being hurt? Or are we done? Are we done worrying about it? Man, coffee at 2 in the afternoon. I'm gonna be paying for that one later. Probably not my best idea, but it's got to be done. I had a really good idea for a redraft video today, but I spent so long working on the research that it never got done because I had to track down like 30 years of or 30 years. I had to track down like a decade of historical ADP stuff to make it work. All right, do I want to take Adams? Do I want to take Lamar? You know what? Parker Washington. Full capitulation. I actually did move Cam Scatterboot down. Unpopular opinion. I moved Cam Scatterboot down my rankings. So before I had Scat at, I think, like 45, I think I moved him down to like 52 or 53. I moved him into the Judkins Tootin range of the draft. And I like nuked Tyrone Tracy from orbit. And I have Tyrone Tracy as draftable. When's the last time you played Soccer DFS? I've played every slate of Soccer DFS there's ever been. That is not even an exaggeration. I never miss a slate of Soccer DFS. How am I approaching Superflex this year? With Superflex, I basically always let my league make the decision for me. Well, I will do what I will never be the first one to take a quarterback. I will never. I very rarely take a quarterback in round one. I won't take Josh Allen. I won't take Lamar in Superflex most of the time. But I kind of let I let my room in Superflex decide a lot what I'm doing. All right, we are back up. Do I want it to? Is this even a discount on Tyler Warren? It's not really. I'm going to do Ramondre. Hot take. I'm going to do Ramondre. I don't want any of these quarterbacks here. We're going to do Mondre. What do I think of Mason ranking Parker at like 73? Honestly, the data is 100% on Mason's side. 100% not close. There's really no rigorous statistical analysis that will get you to Parker Washington as a good pick in the 50s. He's been in the NFL for 3 seasons and he's had 4 good games. You know, including a punt return touchdown, by the way, in one of the games that actually makes his fantasy points per game look better. I don't think he's going to be returning punts this year. So the Parker Washington stuff is all coach speak. It's all coach speak. That's it. That's all it is. I actually want I don't know. I don't know the answer to this. What is Sean Siegel's Parker Washington take? I'm going to guess that Sean is anti. That's my guess. Hey, respect Zuffa. I got to say the of all the flock guys, the greatest discrepancy for what I thought they were going to be like to what they were actually like was Zuffa. I thought Zuffa was a perfect, like, I thought he was a good hang. Let's do Downs. I still have Downs ranked here. Again, probably an unpopular opinion. GM, Mr. Pittsburgh. I have DJ Moore after average draft position as well. You know who is the perfect PSYOP player? I mean, it's probably Baichel Tootin this year. Yes, Parker Washington is better in full PPR. I can't enter the big dog, but I can enter other contests. Make any sense to you? I think Shady was just saying that elite 3,200, 32,000. I think Shady was just saying that. I want to say there was, I want to say maybe the fast drafts are done, I think. Why is Leg Up so confident Matthew Golden isn't good? Because he has no production, even going back to college. I disagree with them. I think that Kerrane is wrong, but what do I know? You know, what do I know? And the answer to that question, as you guys all know, very little. The question for what Davis Maddock knows is very little. All right. I'm gonna take Mahomes and then take whatever guy comes back to me. Thoughts on Jaylen Warren in redraft? He's fine. He is neither a target nor a fade for me in redraft. Is a 9 to 10 pick drop in ADP correct for Brees? I think that is right about. I think I moved him to like 33 or 34. I didn't like crush him in my rankings. Here's the issue I've had with these third, fourth round picks. I don't really love anyone here. Devonta is fine. Flowers is fine. Etienne's fine. T. Higgins is fine. Like, they're all fine. I don't find any of them to be slam dunks. So it's really hard for me to, like, delete Breece Hall from my rankings. You know, it's really hard for me to move Jeremiah Love down because I don't even really like those guys, you know, or dislike them. I mean, Jeremiah Love was probably my favorite pick in the third round before the injury. Warren is just normie Keaton Mitchell. I honestly like that. I like that. If it makes you feel better about P-Wash, I told Liam that Adam Schefter said he would take P-Wash over the other wide receivers. That has been the general consensus of NFL reporters at training camps. You guys know as well as I do, though, NFL reporters don't know shit about fantasy. Beat writers don't know anything about statistics. How many times have you guys heard a beat writer say some insane statistical projection that is not close to being true? Seriously, how many times in your life? I'm definitely tapping the golden button here because then we're going to end up taking Kelsey. Beat writers and guys like that, like, they don't know anything. They like, so when they say Parker Washington is going to be the number one wide receiver for the Jaguars, they don't even really know what that means. They really don't. Will I be filling the first quarter contest? I will not. No chance. Less times than I've heard Davis say some insane projection. I don't know. I bet if you lined me up with your average NFL beat writer, I bet I'll get statistical projections way closer than them. I'm not saying that Schefter doesn't know what he's talking about. Obviously, Schefter has a great idea how these guys are actually going to disseminate playing time. Like, obviously, Schefter would have an insane amount of informational edge, but these guys have no idea how to do statistical projection. Shout out to my dude, Jason Long. Yeah, Travis Fulgham is a star. They just say stuff, dude. They really do. And the writers are interested in narratives, which are very, very helpful to us. I'm not saying they're not helpful, but it's just not a one-to-one situation. The one I always remember, I'm going to take Kelsey here for the Stackarunski, is the Cowboys, the Tavon Austin web back 12 to 24 plays. Also, coaches have no idea how many plays are in a game. They just say insane stuff like that. Hot take, I actually do think it's Caleb Douglas over Malik Washington. GM Michael, GM Beadsy. So I mean, the reason the Jags beat writers were pushing Tank Bigsby so hard last year is because the team wanted to trade him. And they were following commands to make Bigsby look good in the reports so they could trade him. I didn't take Love there because I'm pretty sure he's going to come back around, and it was more important to get the stack, in my opinion, because I took Mahomes early. Exactly. Jeff Hafley said Devin Achane's going to get 40 touches in a game. I mean, all due respect, no, he's not. Not happening. Yeah, Dulcich probably leads the team in targets. I would agree with that. I think Dulcich, yeah. I don't know exactly how I'd price it, but I do think Dulcich will very likely lead the Miami Dolphins in targets. All right, this team is Patrick Mahomes, Christian McCaffrey, Chase Brown, Ramondre Stevenson, Devonta Smith, Jalen Waddle, Parker Washington, Josh Downs, Matthew Golden. That is a Davis Maddock-ass wide receiver room. With Travis Kelce, I would love to take Jaden Higgins. If I can't, I would not love to take Jaden Higgins. I would love to take Jordan Love. If I can't do that, Keaton is looking pretty good. I actually would take C-Rod on this team. Yeah, give me Jordan Love. Bang. We got our quarterbacks in. Exactly. I never once saw CJ Spiller puke. One of my all-time favorite running backs, by the way, just like the aesthetics, the drip, all of it. CJ Spiller for Davis Maddock, an all-time favorite. Should stream some first quarter drafts. Not happening. Not happening, brother. Too much going on. I think YouTube has always had mid-roll ads for live streams, if I remember correctly. It's easy to draft on your birthday when you have site credits. Honestly, no. No cool birthday plans. I'm taking it easy, brother. Quick question. I have an option to keep Etienne or Loveland in the 5th round. Loveland for sure. I got to admit, I am a YouTube Premium guy. Not to make Google more money, but YouTube Premium worth the money in my humble opinion. What percentage Higgins do I have? I think 7%. Yeah. Personal favorite, C Mike ready to rock. Yeah. Oh, I remember that. I tend to agree with this. After 21, your birthday is kind of whatever. Do I want to take? Actually, I'm gonna take Marks because I need a running back here. My birthday plans now as an old dad are having dinner with my wife and my kid. Yeah, John, you wanna run my YouTube channels for me? I would love to see what you come up with. Please. Or how about this, John? I will turn my YouTube channel over to you. You write my scripts, brother. I mean, frankly, I gotta keep it real. Even having a child, I still don't really feel that old. But I actually think that is how aging works, which is that because obviously as a child, as a middle school or high school or whatever, you think there's just like some magical moment wherein like you figure everything out, but you never really figure anything out. Like I'm 34 years old now and I don't know anything. I get up and try and figure life out the same way everyone else does. I don't have shit figured out. I'm just trying to get from one day to the next. I don't think there's any like magical salve wherein you know what you're doing ever. Do I want to take Strange? Do I want? Actually, I'm gonna take Bigsby and just be done at running back. It's true. I do know that Terrence Ferguson is gonna smash. If you made me bet right now on what team John Mechie is on, I think John Mechie is on the Carolina Panthers. I think. That's my outlook on John Mechie, is that I think he's on the Carolina Panthers. I couldn't say for certain. Ravens news, knock anyone down. I honestly, I am not smart enough to adjust things based on offensive line ranks. Someone smarter than me's got to do that job. Yeah, I'm worried about Emeka Egbuka. Turf toe is no joke. I am on the Kalar train. I am. All right, we are up with a 2-5. Wow. All right. I mean, I can't turn down T Ferg at this price, right? Patrick Mahomes, Jordan Love, Christian McCaffrey, Chase Brown, Ramondre Stevenson, Woody Marks, Tank Bigsby, Devonta Smith, Jalen Waddle, Parker Washington, Josh Downs, Matthew Golden, Travis Kelce, Terrence Ferguson. Fucking cooking out here. Someone explain how Cyrus Allen is still going after Omar Cooper at this point. I can't. They are calling him the new Kelce. I'm hearing it more and more. In fact, I heard that from Sean McVay himself. There you go. Lestoic says there are 3 grades to a turf toe, grade 1 or grade 2. I mean, no one made it sound like a big deal until Todd Bowles, who said something like, we'll see him when we see him or whatever, which is just great. Todd Bowles has got to be the number 1 most annoying head coach when it comes to injuries. Guy can never be serious about it. Honestly, for real. How is Ayuk after with all these wide receiver injuries? How is he not playing? It's crazy. What happened to Jalen Royals is that I don't think he's very good, which is a bummer because I wanted him to be good. All Jalen Royals can do is run orbit routes. If you go pull up the NFL Game Pass for Jalen Royals last year, all you see is orbit routes. You know what? I'm doing it, man. Cyrus Allen, someone stop me. Come on. No one's stopping me from clicking Cyrus Allen. I agree. They shouldn't. It's true. My theory is Ayuk still doesn't understand the did not report list. I don't know what he's doing. Do I have opinions on any ACC teams in college this year? No, I don't. I have no opinion. I don't know anything about college football yet. I will not know anything about college until the games start. I will probably read like a huge college football preview, like literally the day before the season, and start firing bets. And I will find college football DFS projections, and I will be grinding. Hey, I'm drafting Parker Washington is on this team. I drafted Parker Washington ahead of ADP on this team, brother. I have too many Philly guys. I don't think I don't really want to take Dontavian Wicks here. Let's do Branch. We'll do Branch on this team instead of Wicks. Apparently Texas. Yes, they got Cam Coleman. I do know about Cam Coleman. But there are going to be a lot of guys when I show up to week 1 to start watching these teams. I'm going to be like, wasn't that guy just playing for AC? Wasn't that guy just playing for North Carolina A&T or whatever? Wasn't that guy at Coastal Carolina? Wasn't that guy at Duke? Like, didn't Duke's quarterback transfer, Darian Mensah? Yeah, Darian Mensah transferred from Duke to Miami. It's insane. I can't keep up with this. It's like a whole other league to keep up with. So I will show up. I will show up week 1 with one of my Oklahoma hats on, and that's all I got. That's what I will do. I'm not going to pretend to be a college football expert on August 19th. Hypothetically, of course, Mendoza looks great to end the season, but they win 2 games. Jeremiah Smith to the Raiders with Gentine Bowers. I frankly am rooting against that because I do not want Bowers to play with a great wide receiver. I have enough Bowers in Dynasty that I want Bowers to be on his own. All right. Do I want a third tight end on this team? I actually think I do. I'm gonna take Cade Otton. Felt like a third tight end team. Do I think that Booty gets moved to the Texans? They just have not seemed willing to honor his trade request. And I don't think they will. It's not like we've ever seen a receiver and a tight end both smash on the same team. Well, the thing is that you need a great quarterback for it to happen. Like, you can get a season like JSN had with Darnold last year, but Barner had like 500 yards. You're not going to get both things without a great quarterback. I mean, obviously they would both help Mendoza for sure. Where would I want Jeremiah Smith to go? It's honestly a good question. Do they have this updated on Tankathon for the 2027, 2020? Where would I want him to go? I don't know. I don't know where I'd want him to go. Kelsey and Tyreek were both top 3. Yeah, exactly. It takes Mahomes going like mega nuts. All right. I think I'm going to do another. Do I need a 6th running back on this team? Probably not, right? Probably wide receiver, probably Jeremy. Yeah. All right. Pat Mahomes, Jordan Love, Christian McCaffrey, Chase Brown, Ramondre Stevenson, Woody Marks, Tank Bigsby, Devonta Smith, Jalen Waddle, Parker Washington, Josh Downs, Matthew Golden, Cyrus Allen, Zachariah Branch, Jeremy Bernard, Travis Kelce, Terrence Ferguson, and Cade Otton. Oh, Jeremiah Smith is opening the big board at the 1-2 turn. Yeah, that's definitely happening. Wow. GM, Chad, I told you, watch one episode of The Venture Brothers, and I will carve out an afternoon for it to be Chad Candle's afternoon on the channel when we're doing DraftKings Best Ball Week. I set aside Chad Candle's time. Well, that's where Marvin Harrison did go in the big board. Marvin Harrison did go at the 1-2 turn in the big board, brother. I don't know. Jeremiah Smith, we might do at the 1-2 turn. We really might. We're just going to keep crushing some. I need to go check. What is the structure of this hound dog, by the way? 10 entry max, 20K to first, 18,600 entrants. The Basset Hound, $50 max. Okay. Actually, here, let's go do this. Let's set up custom rankings on the stream. All right, so I'm going to show you guys how I do auto drafts for this. So if you've ever wanted to auto draft these contests for 50 max, 100K to first. All right, so let's go to rankings. And I will show you guys. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set my limits to 3 quarterbacks, 5 running backs, 7 wide receivers, and 3 tight ends which is 12 plus 6, which is 18. Save. Go to rankings. So I rank the first round as it goes. I'm going to put Jonathan Taylor over St. Brown. I'm actually going to do Jefferson. I'm going to do Lamb, then Jefferson. Then I'm going to do Genty, then Walker, then Cook, then Barkley, then Chase Brown, then Hampton, then Achane, then Derrick Henry. I'm going to do A.J. Brown, London, Nico, Bowers. Oh, actually, wait, hold on. I'm going to delete all those guys because I'm trying to get more Neighbors. So I'm going to do Neighbors, Bowers, A.J. Brown, London, Nico, Pickens, Crashy, Jeremiah Love, Breece Hall, Kyron, and Javonte. This is the key part. If you are auto drafting these drafts, you got to rank running backs ahead, or you are going to get buried by the Avalanche. We'll do Olave, we'll do Devonta, and then I'm going to put Jacobs and Etienne up there. Then we're going to go McBride, Flowers. I'd rather have T, honestly, at this point than these two guys. Waddle, Garrett Wilson. And then we'll do Swift, Tootin, Montgomery, Scat, Bucky, Judkins, Price, and Henderson. Trust me, I know this seems insane. This really is the key. Josh Allen, Tet, Loveland, Burden over Loveland. We'll do. Actually, this is going to take too long. Never mind. This is going to take too long. I'll do this later. I'm doing this on my own time because I'm not even gonna do this right. It takes too long, but maybe at the end of the stream. Maybe at the end of the stream we'll do it. There are too many people watching to go through that right now. No, that's the thing. You will still get Burden like that. It's very, I've done it enough times. It's one of those things that I can do in my head and it gets the teams how I want them, but it's very hard. It's very hard to explain. But basically the key is you need to rank the running backs way ahead of ADP. And then once you get later down in the board, then you can start to prioritize your wide receivers. We are drafting out of the 3 hole in this one. Nice little best ball mania. We'll do a little bit of Jamar Chase. But the key is you need to be higher than the market on the running backs. Then you can get the wide receivers that you like a little bit later. Then you want to backfill late tight ends. It's really not that hard to do. You know what, Michael? We could try to do that. Yeah, if we want to, do we think some people are going to want to sign up on Drafters? I tell you what, if I get some referrals, we will do a 250 on Drafters here. I will enter my referral code. And then we'll see if we can get some fills. There you go. Drafters.com, 100% deposit bonus code Davis. Are you going to do any first quarter best ball drafts? No, I'm not. Do I have more than 15% of Carson Beck? No, I don't think I have 1% Carson Beck, honestly. All right. Jamar Chase. Love to see it. Yeah, we could do a Drafters high roller. Do we think we'll fill it? There are definitely not more injuries this preseason, no. It's just because there's more reporting, and it's because you are too online. In fact, I think I maybe even saw a stat a couple weeks ago, or maybe this was last offseason, that preseason injuries are down, actually. Just doing one auto draft at ADP will show people why you're right. Educate by seeing. Well, yeah, but I don't want to waste a bullet. But yes. My top secondary Houston wide receiver right now is Jalen Knoll. I don't know. I think the Jinxie stuff is we're gonna let Jinxie call the shots. No, Drafters is full PPR, Joshua. There's a lot of yes. So this is actually totally true. There's tons of minor injuries being reported that we would definitely not have known about a couple years ago. It's 100% true. Major injuries to major fantasy players are quite low. It's a ton of question marks about maybe missing a week or two. 100%. My thought on the Texans wide receiver situations is that I bumped Jalen Knoll up my rankings a good bit. Also, yes, I mean, we're just so close to the start of the season that everything feels absolutely monumental. You know, it's just not like we're going to forget that Luther Burden is hurt, you know? We're not going to remember that Luther Burden was injured. Or we're not going to remember that Jalen Waddle missed 4 days of practice. Honestly, I don't know either. MTX. I think he's got Jinxie has got my information. If he wants to reach out to me, I am happy to talk to Mr. Jinxie. Happy to talk to Junko about fantasy football anytime, day or night. I think that much should be obvious. It's really whatever he wants to do. But we're gonna find out. I mean, I would definitely do AJ Brown, Jamar Chase, or I could just take Bowers again. No, I'll take AJ Brown. I'm actually lighter on AJ Brown than the market, relatively speaking, because he pulled up. Would I rather have Puka, Henry, or Chase Bowers? I would rather have Chase and Bowers. Yes, I moved Schultz up. Obviously, if any of you ever really want to know what I'm doing with my rankings, go to flockfantasy.com, sign up. If you really just want the season pass, $34. You can get I'm you know what? Let's do a real 0 running back team. We're gonna take Crashy here. I've been updating my rankings like once every like 2 hours on flockfantasy.com as all this stuff has happened. But I'll tell you this. I updated my ranking this morning with the Texans wide receivers within 5 minutes of that tweet. Ooh, new Premier Pup bonus, draft 4, get 1. That's actually pretty nice. So if any of you are wanting to draft in the Premier Pup on Underdog, go to the drafts tab, click soccer. The Premier Pup is 67% full. If you draft 4 of these, you get a free $15 ticket. Bang. No, I am not in the ship chasing draft tonight. This is the one with Sean Siegel and Ben Gretsch. So this one is just Pat and Peter. I don't think so, Orange. I don't think so. But we'll find out. How do I feel about Jonathan Brooks at his rising average draft position? I actually think he's fine here. We're getting pretty close to the tipping point of just like whatever he would be priced at anyway. Would you even stash T-Ferg in a regular 12-person 2-flex PPR redraft? Yes, I would. I think the drumbeat on T-Ferg has now gotten officially loud enough that I'm in. Yeah. There you go. Here we go. Tyler Warren with a groin injury. More reporting on Tyler Warren with a groin injury. I mean, you do hate to see it. Let's go find out. Let's see if we can get more information. I generally do like my teams more when I start running back. Yeah, it's true. I frankly just like never think about Trey Harris, honestly. I am just not really. Wow, the running backs are evaporating. You know what? I'm just going to take Tootin here. I actually have Tootin ahead of Scatterboo now. I'm worried about the Najee stuff. What can I get on Tyler Warren? Tyler Warren thigh limped off the practice field on Wednesday, currently on the sideline with the trainers. Wow, all the running backs are going. Burden goes around. Yeah, I'm gonna pull Jadarian Price up here. Byshell Tootin, Jadarian Price, Jamar Chase, AJ Brown, and Rashee Rice. Very unique combinations here. What's better for the brand? Win BBM without T Ferg on the roster, or have T Ferg be a top 5 wide receiver and a huge advance rate piece? Definitely the latter. Colts beat writer Jake Arthur said Warren left the field favoring his upper right thigh. We all think the Falcons have massive systemic risk, yet we take 2 of their guys in the top first 2 rounds. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. No Diet Coke yet today, Quincy. I'm still finishing my coffee from this morning. Very unique by giving up a 4th round pick to June and before teams, indeed. See, this is the whole thing, man. I can't win. I just draft by ADP, and people say, hey, man, you should just fucking listen to Liam, dude. Liam's trying to help you. And then I actually do a Liam strategy, and people go, dude, you're so fucking dumb. Why would you do that? You just gave up so much ADP value. I can't win. What do you guys want me to do? You want me to draft all my boring ADP teams? Or do you want me to make some things happen? I'm trying to make some things. I mean, Cam Scadaboo is objectively a worse pick now. You know? If you guys think that Greg Roman and Matt Nagy and John Harbaugh are not going to give Najee Harris carries, you're insane. You're crazy. They're for sure going to. And Jadarian Price is just straight up a better pick than Trevion Henderson. Straight up, he's just a better pick. I generally will try and stack in redraft formats. Yeah, I think there's really no format where it doesn't make sense for your quarterback and your wide receivers to pass together. So drafters code, I have 2 drafters codes. Davis is the 100% first time deposit bonus. Davis 10 is the redeposit bonus. So if you already have a drafters account and you use Davis 10, you can hop in and get a deposit match even if you already have an account. Do I want to take Joe Burrow here? I mean, I guess I do. Yeah, I do. Joe Burrow, Byshell Tootin, Jadarian Price, Jamar Chase, AJ Brown, and Rashee Rice. Man, this part of the draft is so cooked, dude. If you don't take a quarterback here, who are you taking? This is some horror movie shit. Jalen Warren, Quentin Johnson, DK Metcalf, Jordan Tyson, Jonathan Brooks, Jaden Reed, Tucker Kraft. This is horror movie shit, dude. Ugh. I don't want to click any. I mean, I'm going to click Jalen Warren, but it's like, you know what? I'm not going to. I'm clicking Jonathan Brooks, man. I'm taking another riser. I don't care. Yeah, I literally wouldn't blame you. There's almost no player you could pull up to that turn that I'd be like, yeah, it's a bad pick. That is awful, man. You know what? Put this on a poster. Normalize skipping an entire round. Normalize taking an 8th round pick in round 7. How do I trade Loveland in a non-tight end premium 10-team league? No one seems interested in buying him. Why do you want to trade him? Is this a dynasty trade? Why do you want to trade Colson Loveland? I mean, I think you can. Yeah, I mean, I have definitely pulled up a lot of Jaden Reed there. Okay, I say no to Jalen Noel in the 7th. I guess this is true. Is it even reaching if he wouldn't come back around? I mean, it's reaching relative to what he would have cost 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. What happened to Elite or Delete? No one watched it. The issue with content like that, which I enjoy doing, is that broadcast hours in August are very valuable, and you have to spend those hours generating income, and Elite or Delete did not generate too much income, Frankie. These are like I mean I can show you guys this on like my content page, but the views have been so good on this stuff, like 6,000 views, 9,000 views, 7,000 views, 4,000 views, 3,000 views, 9,000, 11,000. Like they were all these videos are all doing, these lives are doing very well. And the Elite or Delete was not doing views. I kind of want to take Mahomes here and be done at quarterback. I'm going to. There you go. Patty Mahomes and Burrow. I don't think Pete is going to do the Truth Serum video this year. Generally speaking, I would have gotten an email from him by now, and he did not. He has not sent one, so I'm assuming the Truth Serum video is not happening this year. In Dynasty, Colson Loveland. No. If you're rebuilding, Colson Loveland is a great asset to hold. I would not want to trade him. Okay. I'm actually going to take JCM over Worthy because my running backs are way weaker here. So we have now got Jamar Chase, AJ Brown, Rashee Rice, Byshell Tootin, Jadarian Price, Joe Burrow, Jonathan Brooks, Pat Mahomes, and Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt. The Danny Punishment Live must have had a good payout. I mean, that shit was crazy. I have no idea how any of that stuff works. No insight into Flock Industries there. Best Ball Festivus, an airing of grievances. That's true. For the Truth Serum video, he replaced you with Jinxie. Sorry you had to hear it from me. Buddy, in Pete's dreams. Ooh, have you gone through my dead guy exposures on stream yet? No, I haven't. So I guess who are all the dead guys? We can look this up real quick. There shouldn't be that many dead guys yet. Oh, no one has been brave enough to ask this question yet, but where is T-Ferg on this lapsus? He's pretty far left wing. All right. 2080 drafts done. So number one dead guy is Pearsall. 8.6%, 179 Pearsall teams. Jaden Higgins is 5.6%. Who else is dead? Are those the only guys who are like completely dead right now? Brazel. Yeah, Tyson. Tyson, I've got a shit ton of. Yeah, 14% of Tyson. Brazel, 5.6%. I got plenty of dead guys in there, man. Yeah, plenty of dead players in there. I am already depressed about doing this for the first time. Checking the BBM DB for all 18 live players. It's gonna be so dark. All right, there you go. Can T-Ferg be left wing with support from Leone and Chris Harris? He might be, honestly. I think there's a chance that T-Ferg is center non-slap. Yeah, I think he might be center non-slap. The only thing slappy about him is that he is legitimately a backup tight end. I do have some news for you guys. Tyson is pretty dead, man. I'm not very hopeful about the range of outcomes for our dude. You know what? I have noticed this, Michael. The Burrow Mahomes Rice Chase is a super common combo. I have noticed that anecdotally myself as well. Add Travis Kelce in there for the double. Yeah, Tyson is if you had to put him on a continuum, Tyson is definitely still closer to dead than alive. I definitely would still buy him in Dynasty though. If I could get like a meaningful discount. You guys are about to hate this. This is like the all riser team that I'm about to take because I'm about to take Dejon Stribling here. And this is going to be a beautiful click. The perfect wide receiver for a Jamar Chase, AJ Brown, Rashee Rice team is Dejon Stribling. Perfect. Do I buy that Robert Henry is JCM's backup? Well, K-Tron is Rashad's backup? No, I don't buy that at all. If anything, Robert Henry is just a break glass in case of emergency. Am I worried about Bowers with the videos with tape on his knee in the PCL? If that's still an issue for Brock Bowers, I am just completely dead. You know, I don't know anything about anything if that's what happens. Man, Bradley, do you want to know how fucked up things are for me right now, dude? I still haven't even seen the Odyssey. I do obviously I got to go see the Odyssey and I got to go see and when Dune 3, I will get a babysitter. I will do whatever has to be done to go see Dune 3. Like the Odyssey obviously is important to me, but Dune 3 is a can't miss situation in my life. I will never miss that. Half PPR, Henry, Flowers, or Love. Give me Henry. Yeah, if Bowers pulls a Pearsall, if Bowers pulls a Pearsall, I'm gonna find a new career, man. I'm gonna find a new career. I'm gonna do something else. If Bowers pulls a Pearsall, I'm starting a books YouTube channel or something. I gotta do something else. There's just no way. I'm not doing it. There's very few things that would like truly put me on like insane tilt. That would put me on insane tilt. So I could go see the Odyssey this weekend. However, the PGA Tour is in St. Louis this weekend. The BMW Championship is in St. Louis, and so that is what I'm choosing to do for my birthday trip. Is I will be going to go see. We're gonna take Denzel Boston. I will be going to go watch professional golf this weekend as my activity. Do you ever draft players based on their playoff schedule? So you can see that I've got the playoff schedule stuff turned on in the Flock Fantasy overlay. I would maybe use it every once in a while. I don't think it's like a super big deal. I don't like totally disregard it. Some teams have like much harder playoff schedules than others. You know what? Jonah Coleman, I think, is a pretty. Do I want to take a tight end? Can't even take Juwan. He's gone. I'm actually just going to take Jonah Coleman and probably be. I might take 6 running backs on this team. Who's winning it? I hope it's Chris Gotterup. Chris Gotterup is my bet. What's your boldest take that ended up hitting? The year that Jonathan Taylor was the 101, I drafted him 0 times and drafted Christian McCaffrey over him. So I had 0% Jonathan Taylor and 16% Christian McCaffrey. And Jonathan Taylor sucked. And Christian McCaffrey finishes the number 1 scoring player in fantasy football. What else? I had 20% of George Pickens last year. That was really good. My best take of all time in fantasy football history, this is before best ball even existed, but a young man by the name of David Johnson, his second season in the NFL, generated 2,100 yards and 20 touchdowns. He was my number 1 overall player in 2016, and I drafted him number 1 overall that year. My worst take of all time, I think money-wise, it had to have been Worthy's rookie year, right? I was all in on Worthy, and he did like nothing. Yeah, that's got to be. Actually, my true worst take of all time, I'll tell you this. This is the one that was most painful. Puka Nakua's rookie year, I drafted a ton of Tutu Atwell as the wide receiver 3 for the Los Angeles Rams, and Puka Nakua broke fantasy football, and I think I had like 10 Puka teams, but I had like 35 Tutu Atwell teams. So that one hurt pretty bad because the payoff was so there. Why is Jordan Mason better than Aaron Jones? Because he's not 33, I think is the answer there. Yeah, I think worst. I mean, the worthy take in terms of like the logic behind it, I think was basically fine. The worthy take in terms of what it did for my wallet was definitely rookie year worthy. See, Clyde Edwards-Helaire was fine as a rookie. He wasn't good, but he certainly did not kill your fantasy football teams the way that Worthy did. I'm taking Dalton Schultz here as my second. This is definitely going to be a 3 tight end team. Oh, I mean, these are locked in. The Caglione got her up W. That's locked in. If you have not bet that, you are already behind. Very much hoping to man, it's gonna be sick to watch Goddard up. I tell you what, here's my biggest bummer is that I'm gonna take Trey Harris here as the week 17 bring back. Biggest bummer is that Spieth did not make it this year. So I was hoping to watch Spieth in person. David Johnson from Northern Iowa. Yes. So my best childhood friend was college football teammates with David Johnson. And it was kind of the reason, not the whole reason, but one of the reasons why I was on David Johnson was that my best friend, my true childhood best friend was texting me like, dude, this running back we have, unreal. I defended you on Twitter. I'm ready to be unblocked. Hey, I actually think I know your Twitter account, Dev. You're South Florida ball knower. I'll unblock you. I don't even know why I blocked you in the first place. You probably deserved it, but I just unblocked you. There you go. As a Cardinals fan, David Johnson was great for us in 2 ways. He went off for us, then we traded him to get the Texans to get D-Hop. That's true. Tyler Warren injured, Keenan to the moon. It's crazy, dude. It's all opening up. Everyone's hurt every day in practice. All right. Joe Burrow, Pat Mahomes, Byshell Tootin, Jadarian Price, Jonathan Brooks, Jason. Slap-ass running back room. My God. That might be too slappy. Jamar Chase, AJ Brown, Rashee Rice, Deshaun Stribling, Trey Harris, Travis Kelce, and Dalton Schultz. I don't know. This is very I think this literally happened like 10 minutes ago on Tyler Warren. Groin not back at practice. If Diggs or Terry went down, would I draft Luke McCaffrey? Probably not, dude. I don't know. What do you win when you win with Luke McCaffrey? I definitely agree with Jacob. Yeah. I think Josh Downs was very undervalued before. And I frankly, I think there's an argument he's still kind of a little undervalued. Hot take that no one agrees with. I'm going to take, this is going to be a 6 running back team. The question is, okay, I'm saving it at running back. I'm going to take Braylon Allen right here to just fully slap up the wide receiver room. Carnell Tate not at practice. Dude, just get me to the season, man. It's too much. It's too much. What do we even need these guys to practice? It's enough already. Third tight end, we're gonna do. Actually, I'm not gonna take Freiermuth. It's like enough already with him. I'm gonna take Jeremy, and then I'll just take whatever tight end is available coming back around in the end. Which Warren? That would be Tyler Warren. It's a good thing August isn't mental health month. Carnell Tate has stiffness. Have I taken Eric All? I think I'm sure I've taken him in like some puppies or whatever. Yeah, if you think training camp injuries are bad, wait until week 1. I mean, I don't think for as long as I live, I will never, ever, ever in my life get over Xavier Worthy getting killed by his teammate in week 1. That is my least favorite play in NFL history. Just the worst, dude. That's I'm so jazzed up. I'm so happy. The season's about to start. The Chiefs are on TV. Peter Overzet was on national television. Everyone was watching. Millions of people just saw my friend Pete. It was so cool. Mahomes comes on the field. The season is back to swing. It's going to be so good. And Travis Kelce just horrible, man. Truly, truly horrible. Honestly, someone just said the Mahomes detonating Rashi's knee was worse. For me, no. It was the obviously Mahomes detonating Rashi's knee was terrible. Why was Pete on national television? Because someone at YouTube was a fan. Mahomes on Rice was not great. I was playing a bunch of Rice that week in DFS. And obviously I drafted a ton of Rice in best ball and he was smashing. I mean, not that any of this shit matters. I don't know. It's a forward-thinking show. And you know what? I was right. It was over because Worthy absolutely sucked when he came back from that. Tyler Warren was non-contact. It's chill. It's chill. Yeah, because the thing is, I think Worthy probably should have had a surgery. No, we're about to fill this. We're about to fill this next. I will not be drafting Savon Ahmed, my close personal friend Savon Ahmed. Not actually, but he's friends with my friend Savon Ahmed, friends with Pat Laird. All right, 2672. We've got I'm taking Kalar on this one for sure. I don't think they're doing a YouTube game this year. Possibly. I'm taking Kalar over Gesicki on this team. So sue me, brother. All right. Joe Burrow, Pat Mahomes, Byshell Tootin, Jadarian Price, Jonathan Brooks, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, Jonah Coleman, Braylon Allen, Jamar Chase, A.J. Brown, Rashee Rice, Dejon Stribling, Denzel Boston, Trey Harris, Jeremy Bernard, Travis Kelce, Dalton Schultz, and Charlie Kalar. No troll. Do I think Downs and Worthy are too small to stay in the league? They can never stay healthy. I have a very hard time with this. By the way, I'm going to go register for the Drafters 250 right now. 9 more to join. All right. Well, who's joining with us? Someone put out the call. My referral link is in the chat. Anyone can type Drafters in there. We can answer questions until this fills. But 100% deposit bonus if you sign up with code Davis. Here's my real answer. It doesn't make any sense to me that Devonta Smith, Zay Flowers, even Tutu has never been injured in the NFL. Tutu weighs 155 pounds and has never missed time with injury. So it doesn't make any sense to me. Like I look at Xavier Worthy and I am like, this guy is too small. But look what Devonta Smith looks like. Devonta Smith is just as skinny, dude. You're telling me that this guy right here can play, but Worthy can't? This guy is skin and bones. This guy is so small. This is a Heisman Trophy winning receiver. This is a guy who's going in the 3rd round of drafts. You know what I'm saying? Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers, very small guy. Zay Flowers is every bit as skinny and toothpicky. Can I find a not to be weird, but can I find a photo of Zay Flowers with his shirt off? Zay Flowers shirtless. Zay Flowers is jacked, but he's skinny. Zay Flowers only weighs 183. I'm not saying that Zay Flowers is not jacked. Obviously he is. Like, you can see how built his shoulders are, but that is still he is for a grown NFL man, that is still very skinny. Like, that is still a small guy. Yes. Zay, well, it's probably not 20 pounds. It's probably like 10 pounds. And he is shorter. But something about, I do grant you guys this. Something about Worthy does seem smaller. I don't know. Maybe his listed weight is wrong, because Worthy, like, this picture of him running the 40 is crazy. He legitimately looks like a track athlete. He does not even look like he doesn't even look like an NFL player. He legit looks like a track runner. You know what I'm saying? But also, to be fair, Worthy's injury is basically a freak injury. I don't, and Downs being too small, I would say no. Downs being too small, no. Downs is, I think Downs is listed at like 180. Josh Downs PFR. What is Downs? Okay, never mind. Downs is listed at 171. All right. Well, another sus Google search. Josh Downs shirtless. All due respect. Not finding any shirtless photos of Josh Downs. Well, I mean, Downs, I'll tell you this, Downs looks more built than Worthy does at the combine. Not as fast, obviously, but Downs looks more built. Downs has more muscle definition. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure in some way being fatter helps you avoid groin injuries. I don't need to see Kenny Gainwell with his shirt off. I mean, yes, I'm sure Worthy did drop weight to run the 40. I'm sure that's true. You know what highlight I would love to see, Josh? You know what video I would love to see of Xavier Worthy? I'd love to see Xavier Worthy just absolutely repping the shit out of 225. I mean, so this obviously is true that being built like Tyreek is built would be helpful, but you got to understand Tyreek is a legit one-of-one athlete. There is no comparable guy to Tyreek Hill in the history of the NFL. And if anyone is comparable to Tyreek, like body type wise, they're running backs. I personally am not at all ruling out a Christian Watson like return for Tyreek Hill. The Tyreek Hill resurgence is he's been posting some kind of interesting stuff on social media, like his workouts and stuff are kind of interesting. We need 6 more for this Drafters 250, by the way. You know what? I'll send let me send a tweet on X, the everything app. 6 more for Drafters 250. Tyreek Hill is DJing at clubs in Miami. All right, not bullish. Not bullish. Worthy is too big to stay healthy. Jaden Higgins is too big to stay healthy. Jordan Tyson is too meat. I don't think so. I just think football is like probably pretty hard. I don't know. You can't ever get mad at these guys for getting injured, in my opinion. All right. Are we about to search T.Y. Hilton shirtless? T.Y. Hilton shirtless. No way is this going to exist. Got nothing. T.Y. Hilton combine? Nah, T.Y. Hilton looks pretty. T.Y. Hilton looks fairly built based on what I can see. None of these photos are any good. I don't think anyone knows how hurt Tyler Warren is. All right, you know what? We're gonna go back and do another BBM while we wait for the Drafters 250 to fill, because that was taking too long. Oh, do not give me the location error, brother. I can't even use my phone. My phone is my camera right now. Ooh, all shirtless team. Justin Herbert, Travis Kelce. I don't know. That's all I got. Oh, click on deposit. The deposit trick. Okay. All right. Well, now I can't even get in. Now I'm not there. I'm literally I'm okay. Here we go. All right, back. Deposit. We need your location. Okay, depositing is unavailable at the moment. Brother, what are we doing out here? Am I gonna have to? Okay, I'm gonna try one more time. Okay, all right. I literally have to go. My camera is gonna stop for a second. All right, my camera's gonna stop for a second. No one freak out. All right, we're back. I can't believe this, dude. What do you mean? What do you mean? That was crazy. What do you mean I'm locked out from depositing? Yes. The reason for using your phone as a camera is it's just so if you have an iPhone, you have a camera that can do literal high definition 4K. Like your iPhone camera that is in your pocket is as good as a movie camera. It's insane. So basically what happened is I was at I was at the flock house with all these guys, and they have all they have all these nice cameras and everything. And I'm sitting there with my little webcam, you know, rinky dink webcam, looking like an absolute jabroni. And I was like, I need to grow up. Like I cannot be hanging out with Mason and the Domain guys and the guys from Fantasy Stock Exchange, and I can't be shooting on this webcam. And then I realized as I was setting my stuff up, I was clicking my camera, and I realized in the camera settings on my like when I got into StreamYard, I could choose my iPhone. I'd never done it before. And so I have like a special mount up there now for my camera. So we're logged in. Lewis Bond was like a vaguely interesting prospect from Boston College. He was actually kind of good. I don't know why he has an ADP of 202 on DraftKings. I think the way the DraftKings average draft position works is if one person takes a guy one time, it messes with their algorithm. So like if one guy drafts Lewis Bond, then it's going to mess with their rolling algorithm. All right, we are up at pick 7. I'm going to bet that this ends up being another McCaffrey team. Okay, never mind. We're taking St. Brown. There we go. 107 in Best Ball Mania. We still need 4 more for the 250 over on Drafters. No, it's not a new setup. It's just that I have a new camera because it's my iPhone. And instead of using that purple light, the purple light is gone. And now I'm just using so there are 2 big stage lights that you guys can't see behind my camera. And I've had these stage lights forever. I just don't use them. But more behind the scenes here is that Mason hated the purple light. Mason, every chance that Mason got, he would be like, "Brother, the purple light gotta go. You are not allowed in any Flock League video. You're not allowed in any Flock content until the purple lights are gone." I have a very small ring light. You can see it's reflecting off of my hand. It's very, very small though. If Cyrus Allen makes a play on Surtain week 1, what is my reaction? Respect my GOAT is my reaction. Looks like we got a Genty Achane turn. Wow, someone started James Cook Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb Barkley. That is wild, dude. It's wild west out here. Hey, shout out to my dude Rome. Rome got the pleasure of living with me for a week. Wait till you guys see Rome's team in the Flock League. You are all gonna have some opinions. You guys will never get a full room scan of my office down here. You guys would have to give me an insane amount of super chats for the full room scan. You would never have any idea how dirty it is down here. Not dirty, messy. This is because my office is in the basement of my house. So basically everything around me that's not in the little corner here is storage. If you manage to make the 250 fill with your tweet, you're the GOAT. I've been waiting for one of these to fill. It's gonna fill. It's gonna fill. We've got 3 more. It's definitely gonna fill. I did just clean my desk off of Coke cans relatively recently. So none down there. Here's what I've got for you though. I've got empty Powerade Zero, 2-day-old coffee, Element powder, empty coffee cup. Got a Kindle. Got here you go. An undrank vitamin C packet. You're getting the vibe. Would you prefer to pair Cook with Jefferson or another running back? I mean, it's just very hard for me to ever not draft Justin Jefferson. This is true. Rome and I, fellow short kings. That's real. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm a pack rat. It's just it's easy to, when you have a 2-bedroom house, it's easy to do. It's easy to throw stuff in the basement. All right, Amari and Hampton, St. Brown start. This dude, yeah, I knew this guy ahead of me was going to take Rashi. That was a bummer. All right, I'm going to take Flowers here because I did move Brees down a little bit in my stuff. I am worried about the groin injury. How can we never hear your kids screaming like cranes? Well, I can hear them. You guys can't hear them, but I can hear them. I would assume it's just because of the differences in our microphones. I think I would assume that's it. All right, we only need 1 more for the drafters. By the way, it's about to fill. How unique do I think the CeeDee and Justin Jefferson start is? Well, buddy, if you use the Flock Fantasy tool, you can check that on your own. Justin Jefferson and CeeDee Lamb together. I have that 3 times in 1,785 drafts. The field rate is right about the same. 0.2% of drafts include that. So almost no one has that. Jefferson or Jeremiah Love has the higher ADP next year. It'll be Jefferson, but not by too much, I don't think. One more for the Drafters 250. Got a CD Amon roster. Oh no, he choked it. Oh, you really hate to see that. Choke job on a super unique start is tough. All right, wow. All right. Well, shit, we filled it. So I guess we're gonna have to tab back and forth. How do you full screen on this style of YouTube's new live stream? I don't know. I don't actually don't know what you're asking, brother. Would I be really surprised if Njoku is the guy you need? Yes. I would be highly, highly surprised if Njoku is the guy you need. All right, we are drafting out of the 7 slot in the Drafters 250 with Cody Relic. I'm going to take Teteroy McMillan on the other team. Cody Relic, Chad Young, my guy Neil Orfield, my guy Jay Sarab, my guy Michael Dubner, my guy Dorito. I don't know Talk6852. I won't say he's my guy, but much respect. Barcode 4, much respect. Dr. Clap in Cheeks, respect. Emmett, wow, he's done 18 drafts in this. How rich. MN North Shore and Brat. Let's have ourselves a nice little draft. In my opinion, the tool is worth purchasing because you'll get it for a year. The annual motherfucker, so you'll get it for 1 year. Couple of these maybe from the Tower Discord. Well, much respect to my dudes from the Tower Discord. Much respect to any of my dudes willing to hop in to the 250 over on Drafters. Nope. Phone. I mean, so my phone is my camera right now, so I can't check, but I assume when you turn your phone, it goes to full screen. I don't know. I don't know. What do I know about anything? All right. We are going to be taking, I guess we're going to be left with a Genty. Well, I'm actually fine with Genty here. Hot take. No, I'm McCaffrey, dude. Come on. Yes, the Drafters 250 is a marathon format. There you go. Dr. Clap and Cheeks is in all my drafts. We were all out of Bort license plate. I think what he's talking about is there is a new vertical streaming format on YouTube that I don't quite understand. Am I done drafting Omar Cooper Jr. or am I scooping the dip? I got to be honest, I actually am pretty worried because I didn't think Omar Cooper Jr. was a particularly good prospect to begin with. And so I have slowed down on drafting when I moved him down my rankings a good bit. Yes, I did see that JMac is autoing the 150 Premier Pups. I mean, all due respect, JMac. I drafted in a couple of JMax drafts last night. Here's the deal. If you are in the EPL best ball drafts right now, whatever the ADP for the goalies is listed in the app is wrong. You need to draft goalies 10 to 15 spots before their ADP is because there are only now with Zion Suzuki being drafted as Aston Villa, or not being drafted, he got signed as Aston Villa's goalie. There are only 17 goalies. So what's that mean? Only 6 teams in your draft can have 2 goalies. I know what you're talking about, but I don't know how to solve it for you. Hey, Eddie, my guy. Eddie has an EPL best ball product going. I'm definitely taking McCaffrey and Bowers. GM Yosh, thank you. The running back 2 for the 49ers, I am drafting Kalen Black. where do I get my data for the EPL stuff? So what I did was I copied all the information from Football Reference from 2025-26 into a document. And then I downloaded all of the understat data from the last 5 years, and I fed it all into Claude. Then I also downloaded the RotoWire projections. My friend Alex Harden from ETR sent me his projections. And then I downloaded a site called FPL Review. I downloaded their data. I fed that all to Claude. I ran match by match sims for all the fixtures for 26, 27 with that data into it. After running that sim, I then ran a contest sim based on the information of the EPL data from this year. Now, all of this is to say, I don't know what I'm doing. I got an English literature degree from a state school, so it's very possible that I'm doing all this stuff very incorrectly. But Understat, Football Reference should get you what you need if you were looking on building some stuff, Neil. And I'm happy, Neil, if you... Oh, shit, I just auto Drake May. Well, it's fine. It's probably not who I would have taken. Thank you, champ. Thank you for reminding me. Neil, if you're wanting to build something or if you're wanting to chat shop, send me an email. Damn, I did not mean to auto Drake May on that one. All right, McCaffrey, Bowers. I need to take a freaking wide receiver. Actually, I'm just going to take Kyron. I guess I'm wrong. I mean, so I'm obviously hand drafting some of these teams as well. But I posted the tool in the Badge Bros Discord and I sent it to John and Nez, and Nez has sent me the teams that he just like top clicked, and they all looked pretty good to me. So it's mostly passing the smell test for me. But what do I know? Was I always a bookworm and a data guy? I mean, I wouldn't even say I'm, compared to how some people are data guys, I would not really say I'm that much of a data guy. I like data. I like those things. I mean, I'm just not that good at math though, is the basic issue there. But I mean, I've always liked to read. Yes, ever since I was a young kid. But I wouldn't say I'm particularly good at math. You know what? I'm about to have to, on this underdog team, I'm about to have to take Rico Dowdle because I am so far behind the freaking 8 ball. I did not mean to take Romeo Dubs. Or sorry, I did not mean to take Drake May on this team. So give me Rico Dowdle, however far ahead of ADP that is. Yes, yards per route run is a direct measure of how good a player is. That's true. Have I read the Red Rising series? No, that's I read books that are most people are kind of boring. I mostly read like long boring. Like the books I mean, if Breece Hall is here, I am smashing this button in round 4. Okay, he's gone. Yeah, I'm just gonna top click Igbuka there. I mostly read like you know, the books I've read this year, the 2 big books I read this year was I read The Brothers Karamazov by Fyodor Dostoevsky, and I read, for the first time since I was a kid, I read Moby Dick. Are the 2 books I've read this year. So I'm not reading a ton of, I don't read it. I like science fiction more than fantasy. Yes, Palestra is listed as a defender. He is a secret play in the EPL best ball stuff. My stuff really likes him. No, I have not read this. It's actually on that shelf back there. Funny you mentioned Cormac McCarthy. One of the editors, shout out my dude Tommy. I believe his name is on social media is the 23rd Frame. Shout out my dude Tommy. He literally gave me a copy of Blood Meridian to read. I have not started reading Blood Meridian yet because I haven't had any time to read. But he literally, while we were at the Flock House, gave me a copy of Blood Meridian. So Tommy, if you're listening, shout out to Tommy. Great dude. We just got talking the last day about books and stuff. And so Blood Meridian is going to be my next read. I'm going to take Blake Corum on this BBM team. Yeah, but so that is my next read whenever I get done. The last book I read, you know what? I got this for the plane ride there. I read Ian Fleming's Goldfinger, the James Bond book. So that was the last book I read. I read that on the flight down to Austin. I mean, I think I read it in about 3 hours. Not a particularly hard read, James Bond books, but fire. I mean, fire. It's a good book. Yeah, certainly not a must read. I like stuff like that every once in a while. What do they call that? A beach read. I like that. And I like detective fiction too, quite a bit. Check the drafters chat. HB shout out my guy Pepper Tony. Respect my goat Pepper Tony. Is Parker Washington already gone? Parker Washington's already gone. These drafters know what they're doing. I'm going to take Judkins. I think the running backs dry up so good so quickly in this format. All right. Christian McCaffrey, Brock Bowers, Kyron Williams, Emeka Egbuka, and Quinshon Judkins. I think you love to see it. I think these high stakes marathon formats, it's so hard to get running back points, like insanely hard. Oh yeah. You are allowed to chat in there. Did the Swolecast book club ever get off the ground? I mean, it's tough. It's tough to get everyone all unanimously lined up, I think, for that. And Dave doesn't want to read a book. I think I had the idea to read all the Bond books one time, but only read a quarter of Dr. No. So I'm actually kind of slowly doing that over the last year. Whenever I finish a like big, long, difficult book, I generally will read a Agatha Christie Hercule Poirot book. And I mean, those, you can read those in like 2 days. And so I've read about 30 of those. Let's do JCM. So I do like the idea of a palate cleanser book after finishing something really long, because it's just so easy on your brain. What is the reason for Judkins going after Scat, in your opinion? It's just that the Browns are terrible, man. You know what I'm saying? The Browns are awful. Someone just asked the first Dostoevsky book you should read. You're going to get different answers based on who you ask. I would say you actually should start with something a little bit more difficult to see if you even like it. I think you should read Crime and Punishment first. That's my opinion. You could read The Idiot first, which I have not read since I was in college, so I honestly don't even really remember hardly anything about The Idiot or like Notes from the Underground, because that was stuff that we read in my lit courses. But I read Crime and Punishment, maybe about 8 years ago. It was before COVID for sure. Carnell Tate is a smash here. I agree that Dylan Sampson is a good pick. I agree with Steve that Dylan Sampson is a good pick. I'm hip to Dylan Sampson in fantasy football this year. I actually just think Dylan Sampson is good. I actually know that my guy Jacob agrees with me on that as well, as a University of Tennessee guy. People forget He was the SEC Offensive Player of the Year. The Carnell Tate stuff, I am a little more sketch on. No, I am not a Catholic. I'm just interested in all that stuff. Like I've read frick. Goff went? Oh man. All right, it's time to change up the plan. We're gonna do a Baker Mayfield backstack. I am not a Catholic, but I have read St. Thomas Aquinas. I've read the Confessions of St. Augustine, but I've also read a ton. Like I've done a ton of like Buddhist reading as well, Eastern Orthodox, all that stuff. Flock code. Well, if you just type flock in the chat, it will pop up, but it's just code Davis over at Flock. Gets you, what is it? I believe it's 30% off of whatever you want on the site, but the season pass with code Davis is $34. The annual Mother Flocker is $147. That gets you the best ball tool and all the stuff. Yes, it's true. Mason is just giving away flock hats. If you want a flock hat, I could go put mine on right now. If you want a flock hat, all you have to do is go fill out the Google form on the site. I actually agree with this quite heavily. Like if you just need some running back points, I think Samson is the best click in that range. Like if you compare Samson to Blue, to Pacheco, to Mike Washington, to Brian Robinson, to Charbonnet, to Marshawn Lloyd, I think he's the best click in that range for like if you just need some points. I'm very hip. Very hip. Flock code purple light. That would be very funny. My 250 slow, I had to take RJ Harvey. Exactly. That's exactly why I did what I did. Yeah. Because I have my running back points are going to feel very good in this league. I'm going to take Romeo Dubs to get the stack. The BBM team, Drake May, Baker Mayfield, Amarian Hampton, Rico Dowdle, Blake Corum, JCM, St. Brown, Zay Flowers, Teddy McMillan, Devontae Adams, Romeo Dubs. The drafters 250, Christian McCaffrey, Kyron Williams, Quinshawn Judkins, Emeka Egbuka, Carnell Tate, and Brock Bowers. Happy birthday. Can someone give me a 1-sentence pitch on why I should have 100% Ollie Watkins? You probably shouldn't, because over the last 2 days, it's been rumored that he might get transferred to Saudi. So can't have that, brother. Start drafting Nico Jackson. We're gonna take Jaden Reed here. Jinxie should not be mad at me. He definitely shouldn't. Not be Nez. I also have a ton of Ollie Watkins. These are the games we play. It's the risk that we take. This is literally a report of like literal of the last 2 days. Here you go. Reports say Villa is intent on keeping Ollie. I drafted him too. I've been drafting a ton of Ollie Watkins. It is news to me, but basically Aston Villa, they have champagne taste on a beer budget. Like they have consistently been one of the top teams in the league, but they have been one of the top teams in the league by cutting corners. Norris is drafting Nico Jackson. Norris is drafting Nico Jackson, so he believes. But I also agree with this. Villa definitely does not want to sell, and if anything, they would be forced to. We're going to take Juwan Johnson as our tight end, but I don't think that Unai Emery wants to sell Ollie Watkins. But Norris also drafted all his teams like the day the contest opened because he's a sweat. All right, hold on. Nez, do you want me to come on? Do you want me to come on the brothers and do more soccer, or are you guys not trying to fill the contest? If I had to keep one for a redraft league, would you keep Jefferson or Bowers? Jefferson, just barely. We're gonna take JCM. We're gonna take JCM. 100% Ollie Watkins has me less concerned. I believe Milan Van Uwijk is my second most drafted player overall. I have not really reversed my take on fading Odegaard, but I could be wrong about that. I've taken him a couple times, but he's whatever. He's whatever to me. Watkins has agreed with terms with the Saudi team, so Villa could nut up and give him a bigger. They're not going to do. Villa is not going to give Ollie Watkins more money. That's not going to happen. All right, what are we going to do for quarterback on this team? Because I don't want a Cam Ward team. I don't even really want a Mendoza team. This could be a Malik Willis team, actually. Every team could be a Malik Willis team if you look at the situation correctly. I was very impressed by Malik Willis in the preseason. I know every slappy is looking at a brand new the brand new toy and going, "Oh, that guy looks good." But come on. It's Malik Willis. How many times? Okay, set the line. Malik Willis rush attempts are what? How many times does Malik Willis run this upcoming year? 90 times, 100 times, 110 times, 120 times? I don't know. The issue with the Leeds wingbacks, I'm going to take Jalen McMillan. Am I? I am going to take Jalen McMillan over there. The issue with the Leeds wingbacks is they're going to rotate a ton. And I don't think we know exactly who is going to set up. Malik Willis's season-long rushing plop is only 600. I mean, obviously you've got all kinds of stuff that factor into that. You've got injuries, you've got benching, you've got all that stuff, but that is legitimately insulting, dude. 600 times, 600 yards is crazy. That's so low. That's benching. That's pricing in my mind, massive benching risk. Massive. Do you think the Pats send Kayshon Boutte back to Louisiana? The Saints gave up a fourth for Vele. I'm sure they're awful. Something for Boutte. I don't know. I think if they were going to trade him, wouldn't they have already? Ooh. Fuck! Oh, thank God. I thought I got auto-drafted Tyson. Oh, yeah. So I just talked to the dev. They are having issue with the tool today. I don't know what it is, but they are having some issue with the overlay tool today. It's something to do with the Google it's something to do with the Google Chrome store. Something is wrong with it. I don't know what it is, but something is wrong with the Google Chrome tool. It's something to do. Yeah, they know it's wrong. It's something to do with I think they think the tool is like promoting gambling or something. Like it's one of those things. You know what? We were just talking about Dylan Sampson. I'm about to yeah, I got auto clicked. I did not mean to click Algier there. There you go. Chrome Store has all the various draft products currently flagged as violating terms of service. There you go. I don't know why I did that with Algier. I mean, I would rather auto draft Algier there than auto draft Jordan Tyson there. But I'm now far behind at quarterback. Yeah, Chrome did a sweep, dude. Yeah, tell Google Chrome it's skill gaming. Please, someone tell Google Chrome that it's skill gaming. The Sims did not predict this. The Sims did not predict that Google Chrome was going to say, "Hey, GTFO." All right, I got to get man, I kind of even want to take Stribling here, but I got to get a quarterback. Tyler Algier auto click, not great. Yes. Well, look, it was better to me to auto draft that than Jordan Tyson. First Pablo Pledge-Escobar, now this. Who do I got winning the BMW? Chris Gotterup, I think, wins the BMW. Whoever wins the BMW is going to have to be very long off the tee. That's one thing I remember because I went to the PGA Championship at Bellerive in 2018. And the thing that I remember is just, wow, this golf course is insanely long. That was like truly like my number one takeaway was, holy crap, this golf course is so long. No, it's at the Bellerive Country Club in St. Louis, Missouri is where the BMW Championship is. And I think all golf courses to some degree, like all professional golf courses, probably seem very long to an amateur. But man, it was really it was stunning to me. Wyndham, I think, is a good shout. I mean, honestly, Rory's a good shout. I was actually thinking the same thing, Coolers. In the back of my mind, I was like, man, this could really be a Ludwig Oberg course because it's not a very difficult course. It's not real tricky. There aren't a ton of trees. There's not a ton of water. There's not a ton of sand. So I could definitely see Oberg being one of the guys that does well there. I'm very excited. It's very cool. I think my plan is I'm gonna go by myself and hang out in the morning, and then meet up with some of my buddies in the afternoon for the PGA champ. BMW champ, not PGA. Man, 2 drafts at one time. I was not particularly ready for this. But we're doing I only one auto pick, right? Now, to be fair, it's never Oberg to win. It's never Oberg. I mean, I'd feel like by now we should learn our lesson. Okay. I mean, do I take another quarterback here? I think I do. I think you do take another, because instead of Tyson or Pierce, I'm actually going to take Malik Willis. Give me Malik Willis or give me death. There you go. There you go. Willis is looking good. All right. The Drafters 250 team: Jordan Love, Malik Willis, symmetry; Christian McCaffrey, Kyren Williams, Quinshon Judkins, Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt, Tyler Algier, unfortunate auto draft; Emeka Egbuka, Carnell Tate, Jaden Reed, and Brock Bowers. And I'm going to go wrap up this BBM team. I'm going to double tap a couple tight ends here. I'm going to take Cade Otton with this pick. And then I've got a special treat for myself tucked away with my final pick on the next one. I agree. Malik is a good pick. I actually want to go look and see what my quantitative has for Malik Willis, because I'm going to guess I disagree with him on this one too. I bet he is way too low on Malik Willis. As predicted, he's only got him for 546 rushing yards, dude. Yeah, right. There's no way, dude. There's no way. All right, now I got to run a Pro Football Reference search. I want to run a search for quarterbacks with 100 rushing attempts. Just sort by descending fantasy points. We'll go 2010 to 2025 quarterback. We're just gonna go rushing attempts over 101. And then that's it. That's all we're gonna do. And there's no chance it's freaking 500, dude. No chance. All right. So these are quarterbacks with 100 rush attempts who had less than 500. Hurts, Josh Allen in 2020, Drake May, Cam Newton, Josh Allen again, Josh Allen 4 times. So these are like tush push guys, right? This is Josh Allen with 15 touchdowns. So those are like quarterback sneak rushes. I don't know, man. I don't know. Just did a Mahomes Rice Worthy stack in the high roll on Davisburg. Sorry for cold-blooded shooting you in broad daylight. What if auto drafting Tyler Algier at pick 103 is what you need to win the drafters high roller? I mean, it feels like that's a huge fall for Mayfield. Maybe it's not. I feel like that was a bit of a gift for me there, actually. That was really nice getting Mayfield. People definitely forget. It's true. But most of these seasons, I mean, so fantasy points. So Lamar, the year that he didn't even start the year, is the only guy. Lamar and Tebow were really the only guys who were not good for fantasy in those seasons. I mean, it's just such a comprehensive list of who is good in fantasy football on that list. But you know what? I'm actually going to take another running back on this team. Something about 268, 2673 is calling me today. We're gonna take Ray Davis on this one, and then Eli Raridan is gonna be my final pick on that one. I look at this list and I'm like, why can't he do what 2017 Cam Newton did? Like 2017 Cam Newton, not a great thrower. Or the 2022 Daniel Jones, he can't score 289 fantasy points. I think he can score. I think he can score 18 fantasy points per game. I mean, the lowest points per game on this list is what? Lowest points per game on this list is Tebow and Kaepernick with 14 and 15 points per game. I don't see how he can not be a 17 points per game guy. Yeah, I mean, there certainly is a strong chance that he is not able to play 17 games. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't. If they can even win, dude, if they can even win 5 games, I think even 5 games and he easily pays off. Right? That's my read of the situation. If they win 2 games, yeah, he's getting benched. We're gonna see Quinn Ewers, right? That's happening. But that's okay. I mean, you know, a little Quinn Ewers never hurt anybody. That's what I always say. Well, actually, no, it would. It would hurt us quite bad. So please don't let that happen. I mean, I think even a bad year with the Bears and he would be fine, right? I think even Malik Willis doing a bad year with Fields and the Bears. Like what was Fields' worst fantasy year with the Bears? I got to take Raritan there. All right. Got that team finished up. Now I got to start hammering some wide receivers here in the 250. If you had to handicap it, what would you set the line at for Malik Willis starting in week 17? I mean, I would make it the favorite, I think. I'm going to take Denzel Boston here. I still think I would make it the favorite. T Ferg at 147 is freaking diabolical, dude. Shout out to Neil. Freaking owned me, dude. My goat, Neil. That's crazy, Neil. Killed me. T Ferg ahead of Denzel Boston. T Ferg ahead of Dylan Sampson. T Ferg ahead of CJ Stroud. I mean, if it's minus 130, he is being way underdrafted, I think. I have Kelsey ahead of Kincaid in my rankings right now. Just barely. I actually am this is the highest relative to consensus I think I've ever been on Dalton Kincaid. I totally see the avenues to a smash for him. I think he's a very good pick. If Dalton Kincaid runs 82% of the routes, it's a really good year for Kincaid. I think he'll have a phenomenal fantasy football season. If he runs 60% of the routes, it's probably right about where he's at. All right, what does Mike Quantitative have? I bet Mike Quant is probably high on DJ Moore. All right, Mike Quant has Dalton Kincaid. Yeah, he does not have him as a good pick at all. 155 points, 4 touchdowns. Has DJ Moore as a good pick. Has Khalil Shakir as a very good pick. That's about what I expected. GM Wald. I mean, yeah, the point projections on UD are wrong for the EPL stuff. Don't even put that stuff in the air, bro. I mean, I've been streaming for 2.5 hours. I've probably already missed something. There's probably already some injury that's happened out there that is no good. Dude, the thing is Kelsey is old, but like until Pat Mahomes got injured last year, Kelsey was a top 5 tight end in PPR. No one wants to believe it, but it just is the truth, man. It really is. This is dude. They are absolutely gifting me these picks. We got Trey Tucker here. So we have Jordan Love, Malik Willis, Baker Mayfield, Christian McCaffrey, Kyron Williams, Quinshawn Judkins, JCM, Tyler Algier, Emeka Igbuka, Carnell Tate, Jaden Reed, Denzel Boston, Trey Tucker, and Brock Bowers. We are cooking. Other than T. Ferg, who's your favorite round 14 plus tight end? I like Gunnar Helm. I like Greg Dulcich. I like Cade Otton. I like Darren Waller. I like Eli Raridan. One of the things that has been tough for me in fantasy football this year is that some of the guys that my cohorts like Karain and Jacob, really like some of the mid-tier tight ends like Juwan Johnson and Dalton Schultz. And I draft some Dalton Schultz too, but I just find it so hard to click them when I'm like, yeah, man, I can get T. Ferg later. Why wouldn't I just take T. Ferg? Why wouldn't I just take Greg Dulcich? Can I throw one more in the mix? Do you have Kittle over either one of those two? I do have Kittle. Yeah, I've got Kittle just barely. I moved Kittle ahead when it looked like he was probably going to play in week 1. I moved him up a decent smidge in my rankings. Yeah. And that's one that could end up being like, dude, if Kittle plays in week 1, he is probably one of the lower, like he's probably one of the obvious, like his ADP was wrong the whole time, guys. George Kittle for his career. Let's pull up the old Flock fantasy rankings, because I bet George Kittle's got like multiple 14 points per game seasons. George Kittle has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seasons above 14 fantasy points per game. He's finished tight end 3, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, and 3. Yeah, man. It's probably a good idea to be drafting that guy if he's going to play. I also want Cam Ward to be good. I don't think he is, though. I think the unfortunate reality is that Cam Ward's probably not very good. It brings me absolutely no pleasure to report it, but it seems to be the way that things are going. Oh, I'm definitely taking Dulcich here, assuming I don't get sniped. Yeah, there we go. Oh, this is all coming together now, man. You guys are going to let me win the high roller for 50K on my birthday? That's crazy. Tell you what. We might I'll do more of these. If you guys keep using promo code Davis over on Drafters, we can keep doing these. I'm down to run these 250s. We can run. I'll run my account to 0 in these 250s if you guys keep signing up using code Davis. Davis 10 for the sign up, or code Davis for a first time deposit, Davis 10 for the redeposit. I am not afraid of Max Clare at all. There was actually there was a good tweet that I responded to this last weekend. Let me see if I can pull it up. I think I was in Austin when I did this one. The Rams don't even have their star players travel in the preseason. If they aren't playing, they aren't traveling, is what the booth said. Terrence Ferguson didn't travel. Max Clare did. I don't think your premier pups are gonna get thrown out. Would be my guess. I'd be pretty surprised if they were throwing away EPL best ball drafts. Because there are, like, Bradley Barcola gets drafted 100% of the time, and that's just done on the expectation that he ends up being transferred to Liverpool. But he obviously has not officially been transferred to Liverpool yet, although I think on Polymarket it's like 70% or something that he ends up there. So feels like it's probably going to happen. Oh, Wait till you see the highlight today from joint practice. I mean, hey, he's a good player. Supposedly, Rachaad White isn't practicing after an ice bucket challenge. Buddy, I am right about JCM. Is EPL your biggest edge? I mean, yes, but it doesn't really have anything to do with anything I know. It's nothing special about me. It's just that most people have no idea what they're doing. And the goalie thing. The fact that there's a limited number of goalies. And I also just know the player pool, so I have been making better late round picks than most of my opponents in general. Well, I was going to take Caleb Douglas. All right, man, here you go. Omar Cooper Jr., round 16. I'll do it. Neil told me to tell you sorry for taking T-Ferg, but he wanted to stack with Stafford. Come on, Neil. No, it's okay. You gotta let the good players, they go where they go. I understand. Everyone wants to get themselves a little bit more T-Ferg. Just a little bit more. Underrated story. The Vikings don't have a center that can snap the ball. There's been multiple snap fumbles every other day in Vikings camp. Ooh. That you hate to see. I frankly hate to see it. As someone who's been drafting Kyler Murray, as someone who has been drafting Justin Jefferson fairly aggressively. Yeah. All right. What do we need to do to fill out this team, boys? This $250 team. Dr. Clapping Cheeks. Anyone else not seeing, guys? Team Jordan Love, Malik Willis, Baker Mayfield, Christian McCaffrey, Kyron Williams, Quinshon Judkins, Corey Krosky-Merritt, Tyler Algier, Emeka Egbuka, Carnell Tate, Jaden Reed, Denzel Boston, Trey Tucker, Omar Cooper Jr., Brock Bowers, Greg Dulcich. I might make this up. Is Mendoza still okay? Mendoza's not even there. I was gonna say maybe a 4-quarterback team. I guess if you have I was gonna say when you have Willis, it might make sense to do a 4-quarterback team, but I suppose probably not if you get gifted Mayfield. Mayfield at 138 was a little bit of a team saver here. The running back room is good, minus the Algier auto pick. You know what, Andrew? I'm having the exact same feeling as you. I think a lot of people are having a different opinion on drafts being fun, but the drafts do feel very fun to me because at least the texture of them are different. Like at least things are feeling new and fresh. Even if it's not fun, no one wants Jaden Higgins to tear his ACL. I didn't want Jaden Higgins to tear his ACL. I don't want Omar Cooper Jr. to suck. However, it does at least make drafts a little bit more interesting. All right. Coming up here, we're definitely going to take Cade Otton, assuming that Dorito does not snipe me. If he does, we're going to take Gunnar Helm. Cade Otton got the Stacker Runeski. Assuming the T-Ferg ascension is real, who takes the biggest hit? I don't really think there is a big hit. It's probably just good for Stafford. Maybe it's slightly bad for Kyron Williams and Blake Corum because it means more of the touchdowns are coming from the tight end position and not the running back. Although I think they had 12 or 13 tight end touchdowns last year. So maybe it's just Parkinson who takes the big hit. Juwan was always a good pick, even pre-Tyson news. People overlook the significance of a quarterback simply having chemistry with a guy. See T-Lot-P-Wash. I disagree with that example because Trevor Lawrence and Parker Washington had been teammates for 3 years before, and it hadn't meant anything to Parker Washington. But you are probably right that Juwan was a good click before. GM Bandy, appreciate you. The Vikings' old center retired. The new guy's only ever played guard. How hard can it be to learn to snap the ball? Says a nerd who has never played football before. Vikings pass catchers get nerfed simply off the fact that they are forced to practice with JJ McCarthy. Well, it shouldn't be Ty Felton and these guys. It should be I can't even think of the wide receiver 5 for the Vikings. Miles Price or whatever is the guy who's practicing with JJ McCarthy now. I like Pacheco. Not me. If Rams tight end was a player, where would he be drafted? Pretty high. Pretty high. Let's see, what does old Mr. Clay have the tight end room for? The Rams, I'll go Los Angeles Rams. He's got 8 touchdowns and over 900 yards for just Ferg and Parkinson, another 150 yards and a touchdown for Allen, another 74 yards and 154 and 1 for Higbee. Yeah. Damon Claiborne, good click here. Rams tight end would be drafted very high. It's so odd that Kyler was playing just as bad as JJ when there was a competition. As soon as he was named starter, all the beats said it was like a switch was flipped and Kyler was suddenly good. Yeah, or how much of that was like talking points? Like, I don't know. I feel like maybe this is too conspiratorial of me. But I don't believe that there's any way that Kyler Murray and JJ McCarthy ever looked similarly on the practice field. Wow, Neil in the chat. Davis, I'm sorry about T Ferg. I needed the stack. Should have taken Colby Parkinson. Should have taken Colby Parkinson, Neil. Yes, by the way, you can use a chat feature on drafters. People say they want this on UD. People say they want this on DraftKings. I don't know if they really do want it, but if they do, you can use it on drafters. Promo code Davis. Actually, the only way you can use this is actually true. You're only allowed to use the chat if you sign up with promo code Davis. If you do anything else, not allowed. Do you know that? It's like how in Fortnite you have to pay to like get things unlocked. Like you're allowed to play the game, but you're only allowed to use special features if you use promo code Davis. That's true. It's not actually true. I don't remember if there was a chat on DraftStreet. I mean, there used to be a chat on FanDuel. This is before most of your guys' time, but they had a chat on FanDuel. And people used to like fake injury reports in there. They would go in and be like, yeah, dude, Carlos Boozer's not playing tonight. Blake Griffin's out. I would like to call this Carson Wentz is not going to start the most games for the Vikings this year. It's a nice thought, but it's definitely not going to happen. Oh, Cooper Kupp is such a 200. It's when the lights get bright, that's when you take Cooper Kupp. That's when you're afraid. I will take Cooper Kupp right there at 223. If you don't use promo code Davis, a Liam Demon comes in your house and says, "Remember when I won BBM too?" Oh, dude, Liam's having quite the summer. Everything that guy says is funny to me. I would say he is easily the most funny guy in fantasy football. The guy has been absolutely cracking me up. Like everything this dude says is hilarious. I'd like to call that Cade Klubnik is actually starting the most games for the Jets this year. That would not be good for me. You took Cooper Kupp at 223. I took his replacement at 222. We are not the same. That's so true. Torrey Horton is a better click. Dorito wins the ball knower of the day. Torrey Horton was actually such a sick prospect at Colorado State. Honestly, he is. Liam is cool, man. Guy just vibes, lives his truth. Shout out to my guy, Chess Liam, man. Can't get hurt by the Tyler Warren injury if you're just always grabbing Parker Washington. I will be pretty mad if Kirk Cousins is starting in week 8. Kirk Cousins hasn't been good in a long time. I don't think Liam will ever capitulate on Charlie Kolar. That's my guess. I think Liam's going to his grave not taking Charlie Kolar. I'm assuming Devon Vele has been gone for like 6 rounds already. Yeah. Chris Streveler in the prayer. Dude, round 20 Isaac TeSlaa. Yeah, I'll take round 20 Isaac TeSlaa. All right. Final team. Jordan Love, Malik Willis, Baker Mayfield, Christian McCaffrey, Kyren Williams, Quinshon Judkins, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, Tyler Algier, Damon Claiborne, Emeka Egbuka, Carnell Tate, Jaden Reed, Denzel Boston, Trey Tucker, Omar Cooper, Cooper Kupp, Isaac TeSlaa, Brock Bowers, Greg Dulcich, and Cade Otton. Make sure to like the video. Make sure to surprise. I just read surprise in the chat. Make sure to subscribe to the Davis Mattek Best Ball channel. I'm leaving you guys. I'll be back